Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the 2024 Trilogy Funds Australian Pickleball Championships. My name is Dylan Kimlin, and we are live here at KDV Sports, getting underway with some men's open singles action. It's going to be an absolute cracker. My co-host, Adam Hall, sitting with me here today, about to get underway with our Kaden Hensel v. Joey Wild matchup. These two know how to play singles, mate.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. And you're exactly right. We're about to commence play here with Kaden Hensel to serve to Joey Wild. That one just goes long off the Hensel paddle.
Joey Wild currently playing for the Sydney Smash in Major League Pickleball Australia. Kaden Hensel, a captain in the National Pickleball League, representing the Dinosaurs.
Interesting double-handed backhand there from Joe Wild from that spot on the court, Dylan. Normally we see that only at the kitchen line. And boy, oh boy, can he create some spin off that double-handed backhand of his.
So for those that don't know, Kaden Hensel comes from an incredibly high tennis background. He was the OG king of the court, Adam. Back in the day, Hensel dominated. Was frequently winning medals, podiuming. It was hard to beat for a long time, so it's not surprising at all to see him here on championship court once more. His opposition, Joey Wild, though, has been tearing it up. On track for a triple crown. Took a gold in the men's doubles as well as the split age category. This will be 3 games to 11, win by 2. Should we get to a third game, players will swap at 6, utilising the Franklin X40s. Franklin, the official ball of Pickleball Australia. Now there's a tied game, 1 apiece.
1-1. Ooh, and a very hard drive low into the net there, collecting out Yola steel reinforced net. Yola, of course, one of our major sponsors here at the APC. 40+ pickleball courts all around the grounds at KDV Sport Gold Coast here. They've supplied the nets on all of them. Big thank you to Yola for your support of the 2024 Trilogy Funds Australian Pickleball Championships.
Joey Wild, currently ranked the 4th top player in the open men's singles category for the Australian rankings. Has been tearing it up this weekend.
You can just see here, Dylan, Kaden Hensel, very comfortable to stay at the baseline. Wants to utilise his strong driving forehand. See him coming into the kitchen now. Ooh. Almost a very nice touch there on the backhand side. So Hensel just trying a couple of different things right now against Joey Wild. And vice versa, Wild trying a couple of different things against Hensel. Early stages of this quarterfinal match.
Oh, called out. Kaden going for the highlight. And I have to say, ladies and gentlemen, that camera angle is not zoomed in. Kaden Hensel, a very large man.
Imposing, some would say, Dylan.
Intimidating presence of the net. Joey showing these fellas just going ATPs for trade right now. Unfortunately, neither of them landing.
Oh, an ambitious shot there from Hensel. Did well to get to the fall of that ball. Joey Wild just pushing that one deep. Forcing the error.
And we've had some incredible games thus far throughout our pool rounds. Adam and I have had the pleasure of walking around and watching the game. So I was speaking to Ray Ware, one of the PAA ambassadors, and we were discussing the APC singles rounds, and he said, mate, this is the Australian Open. We're currently walking around. We get to see the best players in the country go head-to-head and watch them for free. Ray was blown away, and I understand why, because this is absolutely the box office. What a shot there from Joey Wild down the right side.
Yeah, got Kaden Hensel at full stretch there, but couldn't lay a paddle on that one. Hensel just inspecting that Franklin X40.
Joey Wild, one of the most fashionable men in the Australian pickleball scene. I am a big fan of his hats that he rocks in all of our events.
Well, that's a fantastic point there by Kaden Hensel. Just almost wrong-footed Wild with that spoony-looking forehand to the right-hand side of the court. Wild was able to get there, but exposed too much of the court, made it too hard for himself. And speaking of exposing the court, Wild's done a fantastic job there just to expose that court on the Hensel side.
So we have these picket fences around our courts, ladies and gentlemen. They are quite tall. Kaden's just gone to retrieve a ball and just walked all over it like it was a speed bump in the road.
Oh, what a shot there by Hensel. Commanding position on the kitchen line, middle of the court. A little backhand slap to the right side.
I've been covering Kaden for a long time now, Adam. What he is really known for, when he's at that kitchen line, because he is so tall and his arm reach is just so incredibly long, he can hit balls that most people couldn't. A lot of them are attackable. So as a result, as we saw in that last shot, easy put away.
Well, it's an interesting point you bring up, Dylan, because there would be no person in the open men's division as tall as Kaden. And so the angles that you can get with the height advantage that he has got would be quite off-putting, especially as you make your way through the draw.
Yep.
You don't have to face a player similar to Hensel. Oh, what a ripping forehand to the right-hand side of the court there.
And there's that tennis background I brought up earlier. Kaden, plenty of success with the strings around his rackets. In that instance there, paddle getting the job done. Known for his forehand driving prowess. But it's probably fair to say Joey Wild's a little bit more of an all-round game, Adam. Obviously, we know how good he is in the doubles format.
Well, how about the foot speed there? He was truly tested, was Wild, but Hensel with the drop. Yep. Joey Wild has had a lot of success in our various doubles categories since play officially started for him on Friday in the split age category. Wild was a gold medalist with Martin Clark in that split age event. What a fabulous event that was. He also picked up a gold medal with Mitch Hargraves in the gender doubles in the open division. And last night just couldn't get it done. He was in the gold medal match against Mitch Hargraves and Danielle Townsend. But unfortunately for he and Rose Van Rieck only able to collect the silver medal in that one, but he's in formidable form, Dylan.
Well, it just goes to show how good the Sydney Smash are. considering you mentioned Hargraves multiple times in that sentence, or several sentences, and Joey Wild as well. And that's a terrifying combination. Who knows, we may see a Hargraves Wild matchup later on today. Kaden will be doing everything he can to prevent that.
Well left there by Hensel. Got a cheeky look at an ATP there on that backhand side.
Still a ridiculous angle. Can't believe he pulled that off. Oh, talk about ridiculous angles.
That is exceptional court presence there. Lunging attack with the forehand. Somehow he scooped the ball up, put topspin on. Completely blown by Wild there.
That curve, though, insane. I haven't seen Kaden's usual partner in crime, Taylor Smith, normally running around. These two typically play together. Has he been here today?
I did see him actually on Saturday. They were playing together, of course. Very tall man himself, Taylor Smith.
Yeah. From a Padel background, no doubt be enjoying himself here at KDV Sport. I was having an interesting conversation actually with Andy Digasavjevic. She was telling me I've been pronouncing Padel wrong this entire time. And she said, Dylan, you need to start calling pickleball Pickleball, if that's the case. We have a timeout here on the side of Kaden Hensel.
Well, might be time for a nice little note for one of our key sponsors, Kaden. Kaden is a leading owner, operator and developer of retirement communities in Australia with over 17,000 residents in more than 75 villages around the country. From vibrant inner city residences to charming coastal communities, they have over 30 years experience in the market and lead with the heart to prioritise well-being, connection and choice for residents and customers. And we couldn't do these events without sponsors like Kaden, so thank you so much for your support of the 2024 Australian Pickleball Championships presented by Trilogy Funds. And we can just see Joey Wild just...
dangerous signs.
I think he's just clutching there at his hip, just doing some lunges as we speak off the right-hand side of screen there you can see at the net. And he's had quite the event schedule. Obviously, we mentioned he started on Friday in that split age category, but he's gone deep in all of his events.
Yeah.
Gold, gold, silver. So the amount of games that he's had to play, probably nudging now in the 20-plus bracket, I would say, Dylan.
Minimum. And you got to remember, ladies and gentlemen, every single one of those pools, the games are brutal. All of these teams and players they're not easy. So for Joey to do as well as he has, considering how many games and matches he's played in this brutal heat, just a testament to the athlete he is.
Forehand there from Wild. Does go Wild. Left of screen there. Out of bounds. Tight match, Dylan.
Oh, just long. Hensel ties things up, 6 apiece. Grindy game 1 here. And I do wonder, Adam, now we are up to the day 6 of our APC, and as you mentioned, Joey has played so many events thus far, as well as all of our other players. At what point does fatigue really start to set in?
Well, both these players are part of our national competitions, our PPA MLP format for Joey Wild, and for Kaden Hensel, obviously part of our NPL. So in terms of on-court time, these players are very much used to playing these amount of games. but not always in these sorts of conditions. The heat is sweltering at the moment. We are just gone 3:15 here on the Gold Coast at KDV Sport. Oh, Kaden Hensel just exploiting the open side of the court with a beautiful forehand finish.
Yeah, quick off the mark there, wasn't he? Very agile, shuffling left to right, that lateral movement, securing the point.
Well, Kaden Hensel, he's not only an imposing object vertically, but the wingspan on Kaden Hensel. It's just so hard to find space to hit around him. And I think Joey Wild's finding that right now.
6-6. Side out.
Might be that in order to get some ascendancy over Hensel, he's going to have to reel him in, get him to the kitchen line as often as he can.
Oh, that passing shot, exquisite. And I do wonder, when we think of Joey Wild, we typically think of how good he is at the kitchen. His net presence is elite. And he is up against someone here, Kaden Hensel, who, as we just saw from that passing shot, prefers to play on that baseline. Two different strategies going head-to-head here at our APC Open Men's Singles events. And that's why we love it here in the Australian Pickleball Open divisions, because we do have so many different strategies coming together.
6-7.
That's well done there by Joey Wild. This time exploiting the right-hand side of the court on the Hensel side. I really do think it's hard for Joey Wild to play a game plan of bringing Hensel in, because
7-7.
when Hensel's on serve, it's quite a heavy serve. Very hard to drop the ball into the kitchen. Now that he's brought him in, Dylan, you can see there, clean forehand winner. And it was Hensel opting to come in, Dylan.
Yeah, well,
8-7.
enter Joey's kitchen at your own risk. What a passing shot. Take two. It's not a fluke. Consistency starting to trigger here for Joey Wild. Multiple high-level shots. 2-point lead, 2 points from victory.
9-7. Side out.
And Wild just giving that one everything after creating a great angle. He almost outdid himself with it, because Hensel was able to get there with ease. Just pop it back towards the baseline.
7-9.
Wild couldn't chase that one down for a clean shot.
Oh, all right, Kaden. He's had a couple of successful strikes down that right side already. Does it again. And this one going down to the wire.
Oh, what a finish there by Wild. And appreciation being shown from the crowd too.
Well, we just saw Kaden's had a couple passing shots down that right side. Joey Wild recognising it, cutting it off midair. Easy put away. And that brings up a game point situation here for Wild. Currently 10-8.
That one may have caught the baseline. Just skidded out of control for Wild. Not what he expected to be hitting.
8-10. Side out.
Not an easy shot there for Hensel, trying to rip it down the right side. And Joey has done very well here, continued to chip away.
10-8. Side out.
And a side out at the right time for Kaden Hensel. Down in this game one, 8-10.
8-10. Point.
Okay. Another 1-point game. Now, we know the calibre of Hensel. And as I mentioned earlier, the sheer amount of success he has had within the Australian pickleball scene.
9-10.
He's be very comfortable in these high-pressure situations.
Side out.
And I think that there, we talked about fatigue, Adam. I think that there might just be a lapse of focus. Joey Wild on a game point situation straight into the net. We don't typically see serving errors from Wild.
Side out.
And that ball, I think, was a lot deeper than Hensel thought it was going to be. Great shot at the right time there from Joey Wild. There's an opportunity now to atone for that previous service error.
10-9.
There's that reach. What an angle.
Well, Joey Wild was heading to the left-hand side of the court. He thought he had that one covered, but Hensel had other ideas, decided to break his ankles.
Yep.
And the shake of the head from Wild was actually a notch of appreciation.
9-10.
Oh, easy put away. And this is a 10-10 game. How high can we go? 2-point pickleball. First side, or player in this instance, to get a 2-point lead will secure this game one.
And this feels like a significant turnaround of momentum now, Dylan. You saw there Wild with various game point opportunities.
10-10.
Hensel's come back from 8-10 down.
Side out.
And Wild there with a clinical finish there. He's not done with yet. And he pulls back service now.
I have a sneaking suspicion, Adam, this is going to be an absolute thriller. Game 3,
10-10.
high probability.
Point.
And Hensel just coughing one up at the wrong time there. He had that point well and truly under control, and he sent that one wide.
11-10. Side out.
I mean, Wild has the 1-point buffer, which we do see in 2-point pickleball, how important it is to have that subtle lead.
10-11.
As Hensel now needs to tie things up before he can reset.
Side out.
And once again finds himself in a game point situation. We are seeing Hensel really relying on that right side drive. He's earned a bunch of points because of it. And Joey's starting to exploit it.
That's a lovely double-handed backhand there from Wild, and he takes out game one of this quarterfinal clash. What a match there. Nice and tight finish, 12-10 to Wild.
Yeah, that was pretty outrageous. 2-point game, which is always good to see for our game one, ladies and gentlemen. I believe we're going to bounce into a quick timeout ourselves here with a commercial break. We'll be back live here at KDV Sport straight after this.
All your life you strive. trusting your experience, pushing yourself to perform. It's no surprise that you expect the same from your investments. For over 25 years, Trilogy Funds has been trusted by investors to maximise income while preserving capital. So, for income performance, invest with Trilogy Funds.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for this quarterfinal clash in the Men's Open division. Game 1 has been taken out by Joey Wild. We're now starting Game 2 here. And a nice drop there from Joey Wild at the feet of Kaden Hensel. Yep, Joey Wild taking out Game 1, 12-10. What a Game 1 that one was, Dylan.
1-0.
Yeah, it was a nice close one, wasn't it? I don't know, the crowd are appreciative
Side out.
of the exquisite skills we are seeing on our show court.
Another excursion, another tour, you could say, for that Franklin X40. Big thanks to Collette Tours, Pickleball Australia's official holiday partner. They've been experts in guided travel since 1918, believe it or not, Dylan, offering 170 tours across 7 continents.
Point.
Yeah, talking about pickleball holidays, I've been talking to a fair few of our international players that have come across to join our event. Always good to see our friends from other countries getting amongst the Australian Pickleball Championships.
Should give a special shout out actually to Terry from Hawaii. She gave us some gifts
Yep.
all the way from Hawaii, some pineapple flavored biscuits.
Yeah,
I haven't opened them up just yet. And
that's a great
also
shot.
a stubby cooler.
Yep.
Aloha vibes.
Oh, mate, she understands the Australian market, doesn't she? Stubby cooler and bickies.
2-1.
And he looked like he had a little bit of a hip complaint earlier in this game, but clearly not the case with drives like that.
We mentioned earlier in Game 1, Joe Wild would be nudging 20 plus matches. And folks, some of those matches have gone to 3 games, might I add.
Oh, that is ridiculous.
Well, there's that wingspan and court presence of Kaden Hensel. He can be everywhere.
I'm sorry, Adam, I'm trying not to laugh. So on our right side of the court, near the gates, our viewers can just see going past, there's none other than a Wesley Vine, who has a big bag of ice sitting on top of his head like a hat. I saw him walk past during that rally. There he is. You can see him on the right. I was trying very hard not to laugh.
Side out.
Functional and stylish.
I can see him now. He's looking to come inside the VIP booth.
3-1.
Oh,
Point.
almost a very nice touch there by Hensel, but another point earned for Joey Wild now, 4-1. We haven't seen big leads in Game 1, and this isn't a very big lead, but it seems like the biggest lead of the match so far.
I do feel like, as we have a timeout here on the side of Hensel, I feel like that this is a big lead, though, considering Joey Wild already has a Game 1 victory under his belt. So to lock up such a quick lead already in this Game 2 is so important.
Well, a smart timeout called here by Kaden Hensel just to slow the momentum of Joe Wild, but this would suit Joey Wild down to a tee, giving him an opportunity for an extra break.
Yep.
With ball in hand on service.
And there's that hat of Wes. Look at him in the he's in the VIP booth with our kitchen cam.
You can just see him. He's a bit more of a silhouette, but right down the middle of that net. Second person on the left.
Oh my goodness. We've already got an Iceman, Wes. He can't be taking David's title. It almost looks like he's got like tin foil on his head. The gentlemen are returning to the court, and we can restore order on our championship stream. Joey Wild will be bringing it in once more, currently enjoying a 4-point lead here for this game too.
All right, time in. Joey, you have 2 timeouts remaining. Kaden, you have 1 timeout remaining. Score is 5-1.
Oh, what a drop there from Joey Wild. Just gets so much roll with that double-handed backhand, Dylan.
He's simply put, just one of the best.
6-1.
And continues to be the best. Joey Wild right now running amok. He didn't have much luck with that net last night, now I think about Adam, so the old giveth and taketh away,
7-1.
favouring him with that play.
Oh, what a shot landing on the line there. The backhand flick. And then a flick of the paddle in the hand. Cool hand. Wild, we call him.
Fastest hands in the West.
8-1. 8-1.
Whoa, we get a diving Wild into the kitchen. Go get some ice cubes from Wes while you're at it, mate. That'll be a side out. Great roll there from Kaden Hensel.
1-8. Side out.
Yeah, I talked about the focus aspect of things before with Joey Wild on the serve and the net. Scoreboard pressure definitely relevant here for Kaden Hensel.
8-1.
Oh, what a lovely forehand at the baseline there. Nothing Wild could do. He made an effort towards it, but a clean winner there from Hensel. And right now, he's regained serve, and he needed to, Dylan. It's a deficit of 7 points now in this first to 11.
And that's the same shot we've seen repeat entries from here from Hensel. Saw it plenty of times in game 1, and he continues to go to the well.
2-8. Side out.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just tuning in, you are watching a quarterfinal clash in the men's open division. We're into game 2. Game 1 taken out by Joe Wild. Ball in hand now. 12-10.
Oh, the hands there from Joey, just off, big grin on his face. He knows he had a chance.
Oh, an outrageous pair of gets there from Wild, from left to right.
Just reads it so well, doesn't he? Lightning fast reflexes.
8-3. Side out.
And we have seen a couple of errors off those deep double-handed backhand returns from Wild. But also, as we saw in game 1, Wild was having a lot of success when Kaden Hensel was coming into the kitchen, so it's a double-edged sword, isn't it?
Just an easy put away there from Wild. The easiest of the match by far. The ball just getting away from Hensel on off his paddle there.
8-3.
Continues to build this lead. Hensel just looks a little bit shocked after that game 1, Adam, as we've got another timeout here from Hensel.
And right time for this to be happening here, folks, because we've got a 9-3 lead now to Joey Wild. One thing I might mention that I've been impressed with, and we'll get a better look when the gentlemen enter back on court, is just his match management. And by match management, I mean, Dylan, for all our juniors, just the time he takes in between rallies.
Yep.
He's never in a rush to get the point started again when he's not on serve. So you'll quite often see him retrieve the ball, he'll hit it back, he'll turn, he'll patiently walk back to the baseline, and then he'll almost walk past the baseline and turn around when he's ready. Because the server's not going to serve until you're facing them. And quite often we saw in that 14 and under division with Benji Clark and Caruso Little, they were so eager, and I think that was probably a byproduct of being on this fabulous court here at Show Court. But as they get older and mature, I think they'll find that they need to spend just a little bit more time to focus before the serve, whether they're on serve or off serve. It's such a crucial part of match awareness.
Oh, it's great insight, Adam, and I agree entirely. Taking your time. Unfortunately for Hensel, time starting to run out. Big deficit. Can he dig it back? Well, we're about to find out.
You just watch Joey Wild here, closest to camera. Also gives himself a lot of thinking time.
3-9. Side out.
It's just a leisurely stroll, isn't it?
Well, it looks pedestrian, but it's also his style.
To be fair, he could have gardening gloves on and a little garden hose in his hands, the way with his hat and stroll combining. I mean, why wouldn't you be relaxed when you can pull shots like that off?
I think he'd make also an extraordinary beekeeper, Dylan. Anyway, he's got a match point here, Dylan.
And that's down to the shoes.
And Hensel saves the match point there. The powerful shot at the feet of Joey Wild.
3-10. Point.
Hensel just getting another point at this crucial stage of this match. If he's to do it, he's going to have to chase down a 6-point deficit now.
And that's a net roll. And we're seeing that's just Kaden's go-to play for the series thus far. Right side drives consistently. Or rather, Kaden's right side, our left side, from a broadcast point of view.
That one going long there off the Hensel paddle. So Joey Wild with another match point opportunity here in game 2 of this quarterfinal clash, Open Men's.
And that's long, and that's the match. Game and match secured by Joey Wild. Just leisurely took that game 2 out for Hensel. All over Red Rover. Joey Wild can continue throughout this bracket. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a bit of a commercial break. And once we return, Adam Hall will be ready with Joey Wild for a quick interview.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the 2024 Trilogy Funds Australian Pickleball Championships. Well, what a quarterfinal clash we've just seen there between Joey Wild and Kaden Hensel. I'm standing with our winner, Joey Wild. He's done it in 2 games there, 12-10 and 11-5. Well done, Joey. You were just telling me off camera you spent a little too much time on court, you think, but going into this next match, I can tell you'll be up against Tom Evans, and that's going to be some match. How are you going to go in that one, and what are you going to do between now and then to prepare?
Probably just try and get as cool as I can. It's bloody hot out here, especially on this court. Like you said, I was out here for a long time in the heat. Just couldn't get anything past Kaden. He's a battler. He didn't give me anything there for free. So we'll see. Tommy next up. We'll see.
Well, it's going to be quite some match. You've spent some 20-plus matches out at the 2024 Trilogy Funds Australian Pickleball Championships. You've gone quite deep in all your events, and you're going deeper again in Open Men's Singles. So we wish you all the best. Stay here for more action live from the 2024 Trilogy Funds Australian Pickleball Championships. We'll be back very shortly.